Last question. Are you excited to have 3 kids?
Holy Oh my god. Wow.
I know.
What is this? Like, all I can think about is, what is this gonna look like?
Last question. Are you excited to have 3 kids?
Holy Oh my god. No. Are you kidding me?
No.
What? Holy.
I took it last night. I almost didn't tell you.
You're
because
joking.
because I was like, we've had such a rough start to the day. He's not going to take this well.
My god. Well, I guess we're doing it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Pretty crazy, huh? Should I have waited to tell you?
No. I'm not.
I was texting Alyssa and I was like, she was like, well, have you thought of an idea? I'm like, no, but this is like, I think really the only surprise that we will ever have with this. So, and then I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll be recording today for the Q&A. I can just toss in a question at the end. But then I was like, we had a really rough start to the day though. And I think his reaction would be like, damn it, versus excited. And I was like, you know what? We can't plan our days. They're always hectic.
Holy shit. We were talking about this. We've been talking for a couple months.
We did not stick to our plan.
Starting to try in the summer.
Around, yeah, Emmy's birthday, essentially, around there. That for our timeline to have a spring baby.
So like, you know.
Literally have a baby like this time next year was the goal.
The problem with us is that we're not practicing safe sex. So, like, whatsoever. So, I mean, apparently we're pretty fertile people.
Not ideal timing for what I was hoping for, but.
Is this why you were saying something to me yesterday about drinking? Or is this totally...
No, I found out after.
Oh my gosh. We watched a video of... Wait, so you're gonna have to cut this out until...
Yeah.
Okay. We watched a video of... Did I send it to you? Yeah, but you had already seen it. So a guy talking about how in men's... Like, men can do stuff to help affect the pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Like, the healthier that you are as a man leading up to pregnancy, typically, the less side effects. You know, if you, you know, and so.
Well, and just you're passing on healthier genes to the baby.
Yeah. And so we're, talking about how, for a few months at least before we started trying, no drinking, like just being overall
try
healthier.
to get a little bit more sleep, stay on top of your physical activity, and just trying to eat a better diet.
Yeah.
Like cleaning up those 4 categories.
Yeah. And I've actually been better in the gym. My sleep's been fine. And actually, I feel like it has actually gotten a little bit better in terms of volume over the past, 2-3 months. And drinking, it's like we don't drink very much.
No.
But I did have 2 high noons yesterday with her siblings, or with her brother, and I guess both brothers. And so she said something to me in the car yesterday. And I didn't think. I know.
I just made it not like serious comment. I was like, you would be terrible pregnant, because that was my thing. I was like, if I can give up all this stuff pregnant, you can clean this up beforehand. He was. What did I say?
Oh, yeah.
I can do it. That's easy.
I can do it. That's easy.
That's exactly what he said to me.
Chris.
Yeah. And so we were in the car. I said that. And then I was like, I can do it. That's easy. Chris Vogel.
And then immediately not doing it. But no. But I mean, I feel like I've done better.
Yeah,
and then, with the drinking thing, we don't drink much, but it's not, you're right. I didn't
But it was
none.
because we don't drink that often. I don't even think it was on your mind. Because it was like when we were at the
Yeah.
wedding, like it's not like a conscious thing you were thinking of because
Yeah.
we don't normally think
Yeah, it's
to have a
only
drink.
it's only like events.
Yeah, and so and
Special
that's why I
occasions.
didn't say anything. It's like it doesn't matter. It's fine. But it was just funny. I can do it. That's easy.
When do you think it happened?
I know exactly when it happened.
Well, it had to have been, yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, there was a few times.
I had no idea when I was going to be ovulating because I stopped checking because my ovulation pains were so bad that I knew immediately when it was going to happen. And after the last time I went to put it in my app just to track it, because I always do, and it said that my peak ovulation was going to be 2 days later, and it can live inside you for 5 days. And so I was like, I texted Alyssa, and I was like, I might be taking a pregnancy test while I'm in Minnesota.
Right now?
Alyssa and Bailey.
When's Bailey's due date?
End of December, or in December. I think it's right around, or maybe a month before. But yeah. Alyssa texted me weird things. Alyssa texted me yesterday. She's like, how are we feeling? Any updates? And I was like, I took a pregnancy test when I got home and it was negative and I haven't really had any like feeling since. But I was like, I'm really bloated, but I'm expecting my period any day. And then I was like so bloated last night and I got on, I was like, well, let's just see. Like, I think my period's supposed to come today. And I didn't have any of the normal things and I had one test left. So I was like, screw it, I'll take it. I peed on it and then put the lid back on and was going to put it in underneath my cabinet and like the pee had already worked its way up and I thought I had already saw a line and I was like, okay, probably not. So I put it in and then I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, and Emmy yesterday asked me if I had a baby in my belly.
Yeah.
And my mom asked me if I was pregnant like last week.
Why?
I don't know. Weird. So anyway.
Well, shit, guys. I am excited.
This is what I feared.
I am excited.
I should have waited to tell you.
No, not at all. Like, you should not have. I'm excited. This is great. This is fun. This is awesome. Because we had the last time.
And I mean, realistically, we're like 2 months ahead.
There was like yeah, and it's not even that really.
No.
It's just like the realization is hitting me.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about like.
Well, you know exactly what comes along with having a baby now. So it's exciting, but it's also like the sleepless nights, the integration of another person, finding a new routine again. That was the one thing I said to John and Alyssa. Well, because she was saying that Taylor was like, I know you're in the thick of it right now, but I'm honestly kind of jealous that you just got 3 at one time. And she was like, I hadn't really thought of it like that way. Or like that. And John was in the room and I was like, I agree with her because I'm like, it is kind of hard, especially when you know what to expect. You're just having to constantly restart and you know what to expect. You know what's going to be hard.
Well, that's why everyone says like, I just want to have twins to get it over with.
Exactly.
Triplets is different because that's another.
But it's
still like crazy.
Oh, well, they're all hard. It's just different hard.
It's also a different experience.
Yeah, different experience, different hard, but they're all challenging. But that was my thing. I was like, I see what she's saying because, yes, it's a lot, but you're only ever on one routine versus trying to manage.
It's kind of like the rip the Band-Aid off scenario.
Yeah. And that's what I was like, it's funny. Like, you have so much more
for that time, but like.
You have, but then it's done.
But it's done.
You never have to redo it. With Avery, I had so much more confidence going into it. Like we just knew what to do with her. And then it's like, no matter how much you know on what you should be doing, at the end of the day, you're most likely still on your oldest schedule. So it's like, you can't do things perfect for them, for their sleep routine and all of that, because they're kind of just along for the ride. Yeah. So it's like, it is what it is.
Okay, so Emmy will be 3.5.
Avery will be about to be 2.
Obviously, okay. We just talked about how the third we both want at least 3.
Yeah.
So like obviously I'm excited because this is what we want. Mm-hmm. But it's so different than the last 2, because the first one is the first one. Mm-hmm. The second one, we had been we were trying for months.
Yeah.
Because we wanted them to be closer.
Yeah. Yeah,
Than what they are.
Yeah.
But we were trying, and so then you finally, it's a sense of relief, you know. And this one,
it's kind of a surprise.
It's a surprise.
It wasn't a surprise. I mean, it was and it wasn't for me. But that's why I was like, I don't think he has an idea, or I don't think you were thinking about it.
No, I wasn't whatsoever. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, it is weird what you think about after you find out the third one. Now it's all like, all I can think about, like my mind just keeps going towards those weeks 2 through 8, you know, fighting the sleep, barely getting any. So I'm thinking now,
I saved a video.
By this time, the girls will be sharing a room. Right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I want to keep that guest bed available as long as we can, I think.
Yeah. But I saved a video because I was so stressed out about like trying to maintain breastfeeding, which obviously that didn't even go well with Avery. But I saved a video from a
boy or girl, go.
I have no feeling
Girl.
yet.
It's gonna be. I know it's gonna be. Let's think of names.
Anyway,
or boy names. I have one
for breastfeeding moms, like right from the jump, to do a 10 p.m. bottle feed that dad can do, so mom can consistently get that like 4 to 5 hour sleep stretch. Hopefully,
we've done that. We do that every time.
I know, but after that's like 2 or 3 weeks in, and she was saying
start
a 10 p.m. bottle.
Right away,
yeah, when it's essentially like a dream feed for them. Yeah, just so. Hopefully that would keep me from getting so sleep deprived to where it makes everything worse.
Okay. We did
I know, but we started doing that when I was already like burnt out versus starting with that. So I'm never getting too behind on sleep. Okay. And I'm like, I do think that because the sleep deprivation is obviously something that makes the postpartum.
And that's like
so hard.
Like we did things differently than I feel like a lot of people. Like we didn't sleep in the same bed with either kid for a couple months. Not out of we needed space from each other, just purely.
Well, we had the girls in a bassinet next to the bed. Babies are loud. I'm a late sleeper.
Yeah.
I know a lot of couples who have done that.
Really?
Yeah. Because when I mentioned it on Instagram. Sleep,
and then obviously we make our way back together once they're in their crib. But like,
yeah.
It was purely so you could get sleep and then, you know, I could get sleep too. So like, because if you're up, no, I'm not going to say that. I can sleep through anything. I can't sleep through anything. But yeah, so yeah, that's what my mind goes to. It's like, okay, 9 months from now, what is the, like, all I can think about is what is this going to look like? Hard. 9 months from now. Because there's a lot of stuff we have to do with Emmy, potty train. We need to get her in some kind of preschool, daycare, part-time situation at least. Avery as well, I would think. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Hadrian.
For a girl?
No, for a boy. Hadrian.
We know what a boy's name would be.
I've read 2 books. One of them is like a top 3 of my favorite series. The other one is a book I just got done with yesterday. The main character's name is Hadrian. You
want to know what my thought was on the way to the gym today?
Oh, you can promote your pregnancy guide more.
I've probably got 2 weeks before I start feeling like absolute shit.
Oh, that too. I didn't even think about that yet.
That was my first thought was, ugh, now I got to just make it. But I was like, I will be feeling better by summer, so that's good.
You'll be in your 2nd trimester?
Yeah.
By when, June?
Yeah. Anyway.
When are we going to tell people?
Well, we have to wrap up the video. Let me put this away.
I was about to say.
Lean back. Don't act like nothing happened. We just got done talking about your marriage advice.
That last question was a real hoot.
Christopher.
Am I giving it away?